Good evening, brothers and sisters, and welcome to another Schizophrenic update. In this video, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be vulnerable, and I'm going to be sharing with you the struggles I've had in my life. And I pray that this video reaches brothers who, I know you're on edge. I know you're about to give up. I know that you feel like there's no way out except by ending your life, because I've been there. It's important that we recognize that June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And I want to recognize that for a lot of men, and even me at a young age, I was taught by parents, family, movies, music, popular culture. I was taught tough men, real men, they don't cry. Tough men, real men, they just pick themselves up by their bootstraps and they just keep walking. They keep going. And it's that kind of thinking is hurting and is the reason why so many men take their lives on a daily basis. Because men are taught at a young age that don't show emotions, don't show feelings, don't cry, and they think that way, that the brother thinks that way all the way until when they're a father, when they're a husband. And so you have husbands who are not telling their spouse, hey, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I'm hearing voices. You have husbands that are hiding from their spouse, hiding from their wife, that they started drinking heavily. They started going to the bar every night. They started drinking when no one's looking. That, they sneak a sip here and there when no one's paying attention. You have fathers who are putting in the work day and night, working nonstop. You have fathers who are trying to take care of their families, and they're in so much pain inside, in their heart. They're carrying so much pain in their heart and in their minds, but they just are afraid to tell anyone. They're afraid to tell their wife because they don't want to look weak. They don't want to look fragile. They don't want to look vulnerable. And so it's very dangerous what's happening right now when it comes to men's mental health awareness. I'm not going to use clean language for this. I'm not going to use, Christian language or whatever you want to say, or call it or label it. I'm going to use the language I know that makes sense to me. I tried killing myself several times in my life. I was so fucking in pain. I was so hurt. I was struggling on a daily basis to the point that I thought I was fucking alone. I thought no one got me. No one understood. No one could relate to me. Whether that had to do with my biological mom passing away when I was 5, to my biological dad sexually molesting me, and then my dad dying when I was about 9-10 years old, in foster care, then, being adopted and trying to figure out who are these people that adopted me? Like, where do I fit in this situation? Because I knew my parents, I loved my parents, but now these folks are saying, well, I'm your mom and dad now, And so I was trying to figure out what that meant. And then, I started using alcohol. I started abusing alcohol and drugs in high school, in college, during my graduate degree program. And it got to the point to where I was selling my body for drugs and alcohol. I let men and women, random strangers, do whatever they wanted to me as long as I could escape life, as long as I could just, drift away for a few hours every night. And if I would have known that society is lying to me, if I would have known that culturally I'm being lied to, that would have saved me a lot of pain, a lot of agony. There's 3 different times I can think of, 3 specific experiences where I tried to unalive myself. I tried to kill myself. One was with a gun. It jammed. That was when I was living in Alaska. There was a time when I was living in, I was doing my graduate program in college and everything, and I tried mixing prescription drugs and alcohol, so I tried to overdose that way. And then there was the 3rd time that I used a razor blade to cut myself. And the reason why I did those things was because I was afraid that if I told someone what was going on, they would see me as this weak, broken man who needs fixing. They would see me as this weak husband, this weak son. They would see me as this emotional sissy. They would see me as this emotional fag, really. Like, they would see me as a sissy. They would see me as I'm a faggot. And that's why I'm saying that this is the language that I'm using, because this is what a lot of men go through, that we don't want to look weak. We don't want to look vulnerable. We don't want to look like we are broken. We don't want to look like we're letting our emotions and feelings get the best of us. We are taught, be strong, be courageous, be the breadwinner in the family, be the one that protects everyone, be the one that, is in charge of both protection and security, right? That's what we're taught. And so we don't want the world to see us as broken, as needing help, which sucks. It hurts a lot. Because if I would have known that this world is lying to me, I would have made different choices. I would have sought help. I would have told my ex-wife, hey, this is happening to me. This is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm feeling. I would have told my adopted family the truth, that this is happening. This is what I'm struggling with. And the thing is, even now, after I learned all of these things about myself and about life and the lies that culturally were taught, even right now, I still struggle. Even right now, I struggle with suicidal thoughts on a weekly basis. At least once or twice a week, I'm fighting with my voices, fighting against hallucinations, which are telling me, hey, Steven, no one would miss you if you were gone. No one would even notice you're gone. So just end your life. Just take your life. It's okay. It's the right thing to do, because no one's going to miss you. And I'm fighting those thoughts on a weekly basis. And I want to be honest with you guys that suicidal idealization is something that I experience on a weekly basis. Whether it's because of my schizophrenia or my bipolar mania or my PTSD and my trauma, it could be for a lot of different reasons, but at least a couple times a week I'm questioning, is life worth living? I question, what is my purpose? God, what is my purpose? What am I meant to do? If I'm meant to serve you, please tell me. Please give me a sign. So I wanted to talk about men's mental health awareness, because It's the month of June. That's our month to really spread awareness about this disease that society and culture is trying to push on young men, that, oh, don't cry, be tough, be strong. You know, it's so wrong. It's fucking wrong. But I just want you to know, brothers, you know, for any brother who watches this video, that I believe in you, I love you, and I'm here for you. So please, reach out if you need someone to talk to. Please, 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 you don't need to go through life alone. You don't need to go through your struggles alone. There's people who care about you. There's people who want to support you. People like me who, you know, I'll answer your DMs, your messages. I'm here to inspire you and strengthen you, and to encourage you to not give in to what society says. It's lies. But brothers and sisters, I hope you realize what's happening. You know, and it's especially within the Christian community, I'm surprised within the Christian community that people think this is a controversial topic. People think this is a controversial subject that, we shouldn't talk about suicide, you know. It's a tricky subject. And it's like, no. In the Christian community, in the Christian church, in our church bodies, in our church communities, we should be talking about suicide. We should be talking about men's mental health awareness. Because we have fathers who, it's going to be their last night tonight. They're going to pull the trigger. They're going to end their life tonight. There's fathers who right now think there's no way out except by taking their own life. And you're going to have children who lose their daddy. You're going to have children who lose their father. You're going to have wives who become widows because the husband, the father, he was taught, oh, just hold it inside. Don't let anyone know. Don't tell anyone. Don't show it on your face. Just, no one can know. And this is why I believe we should be talking about this way more, especially within the church. Because I know how dangerous it is if we don't talk about it. But just, brothers and sisters, I just want to remind you that it's okay to let people in. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to cry, to break down, you know, to allow someone close to you to wipe away your tears, to give you a shoulder to lean on. Just one person, you know, just reach out to one person tonight. Whether it's your wife, your husband, one of your children, your parents, a coworker, a classmate, your sponsor, you know, just someone. Reach out to one person and tell them the truth that you're struggling with X, Y, and Z. And tell them the truth that you're thinking about taking your own life because it's too stressful, too painful. Be honest with that person. Allow that person a chance to comfort you, to hold you close. Allow that person a chance to love you. But brothers and sisters, I just want to say thank you for spending some time with me and talking about men's mental health awareness. I appreciate you guys, you know, I appreciate all of your comments and your DMs and your engagement. So thank you guys so much. God bless you and have a wonderful evening. Peace.